Hi guys, how are you? This is Joyce. Welcome back to our GH Fast Shine Dipping Powder live stream. So today we're going to show you these colors. It's from our G648. It's the 6 neon color and 4 pieces dip glue. And as you can see with the base activator, the top and the brush saver. So here's our 6 colors. The summer colorful neon color collection. As you can see, it's so colorful. Today our nail technician gonna wear the 076. This color is the orange neon. So today we're going to show you this tutorial of this design, the nail design of the colorful summer collection neon nail design. So let's go for the tutorials. So for this kit is the G648. And this kit we have the limited time lining dates on your Thursday, the 13th August from 0 a.m. to 6 p.m. the Pacific Daylight Time. For this kit, we're going to show you to do so many designs before we already do 2 videos of these designs. So today is the 3rd live stream. We're going to show you how to make the light marble and with one color from the G6605 called 145. So let's go. Actually, we already do all preparation for the nails. And here's the colors. We every time need to roll the colors. And here's the number. The color numbers, we need to roll the powder, and then we need to use a nail stick to stir the powder to avoid it sticking together. We are going to show you those 6 colors and how to make the design. So here's, we need to have the stick or any nail tips or the tool stick to help you to stir the powder. Here's the point, because for the neon color, it's kind of heavier than other color powders. So it's so necessary before you're using, you need to stir the powder to avoid it sticking together. Because it could be avoid when you're doing your nails, to avoid it going to be bumpy or uneven. So after stir the powder, we're going to do the design now. So if you have the balm or the primer, you could use them. For this balm prepads, you could find from our dip powder accessories kit. So for this kind of the balm prepads, it's easy carrier. It's so easy to carry, and actually it's only one time use. For the balm, it helps you dry your nail bed. And this kind of the balm prepads, we add fragrance so you won't feel strong smell. We take out the colors. Our nail technician gonna to dry the nail bed for another hangs too, because we're gonna to do the same designs at one time. So later you just follow us. We take out the base. For the dip base, it's super easy to open the cap. But if you have one cannot open it, you could keep it in the warm water for around 10 minutes. So we need to take the base and to apply it on your entire nails. Do not let the base to get on your critical part. And we're going to using the brush to apply the powder and sprinkle, tap on the nails from the top. And we're going to using another color. This color is the 145. It's from our G6605. If you want to get more information, you could enter Amazon.com by searching GHdip. We're going to launch so many other new products and new colors. So we are gonna to tap on the nails and using a brush to how to tap off. So we need to repeat this step. We need to apply the base to your entire nail again. So here's the designs of the ombre, but the solid color ombre with the glitter colors. We need to using the brush to help you to tap on the nails. Actually, you could bring two brushes to help you if you do not want the powder mixed together. And then to apply some glitter and tap on the nail edge. For this kind of the nail, it looks very natural ombre and actually is suitable if you're doing the gel polish. I think this kind of the design is more easy to make for the powder. So after the design, we're gonna to using the natural powder. For the natural powder, you could find it from our dip powder accessories kit too. So we're going to apply the clear powder to cover and to protect the design. And going to tie off. So after using, you need to keep the cap tightly closed because you do not want the powder mixed with other powder, especially the clear powder. So we repeat this step for another hand, another finger. If you are first to watching our tutorial, then follow us. We need to apply the base first to your entire nail and then using the brush to tap the powder on the nail plate. And going to tap off. And then later we're going to pick the glitter powders. And for this color, the 145 actually is so useful when you're doing the design. And you can find it from our G605. So now we're going to apply the base to entire nail again for the second layer. So you every time need to brush evenly. Do not to apply too much base. But because our base is thin and easy to apply as the regular polish, so you do not need to worry whether it's easier to get brown pea on your nails. So we're going to tap, apply the glitter and tap on the nail edge on the bottom and then going to tap off. So we're going to using the brush to help to brush off any excess powder. We need to using the clear powder now. For the clear powder, you could dip into the clear powder or using the nail tips to help you to scoop the powder and sprinkle on. Because this kind of the way will let your nail not feel so thick. But if you want to dip into that, it's okay too. So after using no matter what colors or what powder, you need to keep the cap tightly closed. You do not want the colors mixed together. But because we are doing the demo, we need to open so many colors to show you how to make it because it's more convenient for us. So for the next, we're going to do the color block. But this kind of the color block, we didn't dip into the powder. We using the brush to apply and then to tap on the nails randomly. And actually you can select any 4 or 3 or 5 colors as you like and just to tap on the nails. For this kind of the ombre or the color block, it looks more natural. And then tap on the nails randomly. You just select the color you like. and tap, 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 tap on the nails. And going using the brush, how to tap off. So for this kind of the colorful neon collection nails, actually is super popular on summer. So we're going to apply it again and randomly just select the color you want, just like the color block. But this kind of the color block, the edge and the lines between different colors, it won't be so obviously. So it's just like the colorful rainbow. So we're going to use in a brush how to tap off the excess powder which on your nail plate. So now we're going to apply the base again. We're going to select another colors too. Because our powder is smooth enough, not too fine and not too clumpy, so this kind of the powder you won't feel so heavy when you're doing on your nails. But remember, when you're doing the tapping on your nails, you need to apply less powder. Do not apply much powder, then it will stick with the base. So when you see the designs is already done, then we stop. We could fix it when you apply the base and let the powder stick with it. No matter where the base is, then the powder will be stick with it. This kind of, we call it the nail art for the rainbow, colorful rainbow like. So for another fingers, we're going to do the ombre too, but this one, we're going to using two colors, half and half. So actually, you could apply the base to your entire nail and then using the brush, how to apply the powder half and half and then sprinkle on the nail plate, or you could just brush half of the nails with your base and then tap on the nails. So this kind of the both way. We have two ways to do this kind of the nails. So we need to use the brush to help you apply the powder and tap on the nails. I'm gonna to do another colors. And actually for this kind of the handle way, you need to do it as fast as you could. I'm gonna tap off. As you can see, it looks gorgeous. So now we're going to apply it again for the base to your entire nail. And we think the yellow color is not enough. We're going to apply it more. For that color, is the 74 color, the 074. And on the left side, the color is called 076. So for both color combined with, it looks gorgeous. I like it so much. So, and then to go into tap off. We need to move to another nails for the tough fingers. For our tough fingers, we are going to do the ombres for the color block too. So for those 4 colors. For those 4 colors, we're going to apply the powder randomly, and naturally you can follow your first finger, the design. We are going to tap to select the colors as you want and to go into sprinkle on the nails randomly. So when you buy this kit, the G648, you have the limited times lining due on Thursday, the 13th August, 0 a.m. to 6 p.m., the Pacific Daylight Time. Because recently our powder kits with the favorable price, so that you could keep your eyes on our limited times lining due. So for this kit, the G648 is kind of the popular powder kits on the summer because it is with 6 super colorful neon colors. For the neon colors, I think many clients, they like to do the French nail on the nail edge with the color-filled neon color. So for this design, as you can see, we select the color we like, and then the nails turn out like an art show. We're going to apply the base again. And using the colors. Because when you're doing this kind of the nail, you do not need to worry whether the nails feel so thick. But the first step is you need to control the volume, the quantity of the dip glue, the base. You need to brush it evenly for every layer. Because our powder are smooth and with full pigments, so you do not need to worry whether during the designs your nails feel so thick. And for the sharp nails, we do not suggest to use the clear powder as the base, as the first layer. So we're gonna turn to another hand to repeat this step for you to make the color block, but with ombre handle. We need to apply the powder as you like on the top and on the nail edge, and going to do this kind of the design. So actually, I think maybe some client ask me why we don't do the marble design like that. But if you're doing the marble design, the color looks not so with different block. So if you already tried it, that you can see the marble design isn't like that. Because for this one, the color will be more orange with different block. So you could choose different way and to see how this show out. So we need to use a brush to go in to help to tie off. So for our fast drying dipping powder, I think it's super perfect for the nail lovers to do the ombre or the French nail, because our powder could be dried within 30 seconds by itself. So you do not need to worry whether the first color dry or not and mix together. It won't mix up with other colors. So here's the highlights of our fuchsia dipping powder. So we brush again, and this time we need to apply a little bit less than the first, and we need to fix the design. We suggest to use the brush if your nails are big and long nails. We suggest to use the big head of the brush, and it's more easier for you to make this kind of the design. So we turn to this finger. For this finger, we are going to select two colors. The 074 and the 076. And actually, we do not to let you only do these colors, but we select the colors turn out with more perfect. We're going to tap on the nails. We need to apply the powder and then sprinkle on the nails. And we need to apply it another again for the base to your entire nail. And then I'm going to apply the powder and tap on the nails. And select another colors. For that colors, we're going to do the combine with that. And going to tap off. And using the brush to help you. So when you see the nails are not so perfect, that you need to apply again for the base, but you need to keep it brush evenly, and then going to do the third times. So for our powder, we suggest 2 to 3 coats is enough. We are going to tap on the nails. And going to tap off. So turn to the top finger. For this now we're going to do the color block tool with the ombre way. So we need to select the color with the 4 corner first, and then to select another colors to going to tap on the nails. And now we're going to tap off. So we need to do that again for the second layer. We're doing the colors as the previous and going to tap on the nails. And select another colors to tap on the top and the bottom, the nail edge, to fix the place without the colors. Going to tap off. So we need to apply the base to your entire nail again for the third coat. For this part, we need to go into do the fixed way to let the nails look more natural. So we're going to select another colors. So actually, if you are doing it at home, you could using a brush which is smaller than how to do it on your own natural nails. I'm going to tap off and using brush how to brush off. So we need to close the cap for those color which we already finished. Now we're going to close the cap every time to keep the cap tightly closed, no matter the dip glue or the powder. And later we're going to do the glitter nails. For that glitter is the 145. It is from G6605, the kit. So as you can see, for our powder jars, the mouth of the jar is big enough. So later we're going to dip into the glitter colors. We need to turn your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the powder and take out and going to tap off. It's same for this finger. We need to apply the base to your entire nail and brush evenly and keep your finger 45-degree angle and dip into the powder. Stay for a second and take out. For this color is the glitter. So if you do not want too thick, that you could use the clear powder as the base. But today we are going to dip 2 times of this color. We're going to apply it again to your entire nail. And then dip into the powder, stay for a second, and take out. And actually for this color, it's so useful for decoration, and you could do it on your whole nails too. This color is kind of like the holographic glitter. So another way we suggest when you're doing the white powder and do it on the white powder too. So here we take out the clear powder. For every time for the clear powder, you need to use it to protect the glitter or the shimmer. So we need to brush it evenly and then using the nail tips to help you to screw the powder and sprinkle on the nails. And actually you could dip into the powders. We're going to brush off any excess. And going to apply the base to your entire nail. Brush evenly. So as you can see, we're going to using the nail tips. If you have the cuticle pusher, you could use it to help to sprinkle the powders on your nails. After using, you need to keep the cap tightly closed. So after all those designs, we need to clean it up. For our powders, because it's the new formula, the fast drying dipping powder. So actually, you can see we are going to do the filing and buffing directly. We do not need to use any activator to make the powder dry. So today we are going to do the filing by the machine. We need to do the filing on the nail plate first. Do it slightly and turn to the critical area. So you need to file it with when you see it bumpy or uneven, we could adjust the speed of the machine. So actually we're going to fire off any place within bumpy. From the nail plate first and turn to the critical part. For the critical part, it's kind of the important if you need to do it every time for the filing and the buffing. So, and you can see for our neon color, we do not need to cover the clear powder before the filing because our neon color pigment is full. But for the glitter and the shimmer, it's better to cover with the clear powder than do the filing and buffing. So here's the point. If you are using our GH Fast Shine dipping powder, you cannot need to use the activator before you're doing the filing. So we're going to fire off any place where things bumpy or uneven. If you do not have the machine, that you could use the file which from our dip powder accessories kit. It could help to fire off any place you think uneven too. So we need to go into fire off the critical part. And for the critical part, it's so important. And for the colors, you can select the color which you think more obviously and to do the designs. For this G648, this neon color set, you could buy it. It's better to buy it from 0 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on your Thursday, 13th August. Because when this kit with the limited times lining due, I think it's just over $25 only. And if you could to scan the QR code on the screen. I think it is on your right side. Then you could join with us, and you could join into our Facebook group. You could got so many experience from other customers, and they like to share their experience how to use well with our GHdip Fast Shine dipping powder, and with more suggestion, because we're going to have some events like the free gift, and actually we want to bring more good experience when you're doing the powders with our GHdip. So we're going to fire after the filing. We are going to take out the nail file here's the nail file I talk. If you don't have the machine, you could use this to help you to file off any place which you think bumpy or uneven. But you could use it to shape the nails too. The cuticle parts and the nail edge part. It's used for the artificial nails. So, if your nails with different shape, you could turn to different angle to make your nails, the designs, and your nails turns more perfect. You could turn to different angles. But do not to let the file to hurt your cuticle skin. Every time when you use it, you need to take care. And do not over filing or over buffing. You just select the way, select the suitable angles depending on your nails. If your nails are short, do not over filing or buffing. I think it's kind of hurts when you do it over filing and buffing. So we're going to using this nail file every time to shape the artificial nail during the nail art process. So you need to turn to different angles. Here's the nail buffer. For this nail buffer, you can find this from our dip powder accessories kit too. For this kind of the buffer, you could use it to sand down the large ridges which on your natural nails, and you could use it to smooth up your nail edge. And during the nail art process, you could use it to grinding the powder nail surface more evenly, and you could gonna to smooth up the nail edge, the artificial nails too. And you could buffer the nail surface more rough because later we're going to apply the activator and the top. You need to be aware of that. We didn't using any activator until now because our fast shine dipping powder could be dried within 30 seconds by itself. So here's the point, the key points of our fast shine dipping powder. It's the new formula which on the market. So during the buffing, I need to remind you guys, if you are not so familiar to using this kind of details, you need to soften first, and then when you're using on your nails, you need to take care. Do not overuse and cannot use too much brush. And cannot to I think it's better when you're doing this kind of the buffing, you need to select the angles you like. And slightly and slowly during the buffer. Don't forget the critical part every time. So because so many clients said why they chipping off from the critical part, because it's so important when you're doing your nails, you need to file off any place near the critical part, and do not let the base to get on your critical too. And at first, you need to push back the critical and cut off any excess critical. The dead skin, you need to cut it off because our critical skins will be removed and lifting every time, so the powder will be easily lifting from the critical area. So if you do all process well, I think for the nails it could be long lasting over 2 weeks. So every time when you're doing the buffing, you need to buff it for every fingers. I think when you go into the go out, if you're hurry to go out, so for our fast shine dipping powder is the first choice because it's so easy to make and super easy to use it. And actually, we have so many colors for you choose. We got total 18 kits with 108 colors. You could enter the Amazon.com by searching GHdip to get more information of our GHdip. And actually, we already launched the 12 pieces only powder kit. It means that kits with 12 pieces color powders. You kids got so many choices from them. If you join into our Facebook group, you can scan the QR code on your screen, the right side. On the right side corner, that you could scan the QR code and then to join our team. You could get a free gift. But we need loyalty clients. We want you to use our powder and then share the experience with us. No matter how, because we want to make our brands more better. So we are going to find off any place with which you think bumpy. And we're going to bar off and grinding the nail surface more evenly. Because of this kind of the nail buffer, we got two sides, 100 grit and 180 grit. You can select the suitable size you like. And 100 grit, it's with extra coarseness and roughness. And another side is the 180 grit, is with the medium coarseness and roughness. So they are different. I think it's so good experience when you're doing the powder nails at home. I think it's kind of the funny activity when you're doing this kind of the nail design. You could try that and do more practice. And if you buy in our dip powder accessories kit, you can find there are 12 pieces, the nail tips. You could to do the practice on that nail tips first. So we already done the buffing. We are going to use the brush. For this, the brush, the dust remover brush, the hair is so soft, it won't scratch your skin. We're going to brush off any dust particle from your nails. And we are going to take out the lengthy wipe. For the lengthy wipe, we are going to wipe off any dust from your nail plates. Here's the important point. If you are doing this step, for each nail plate, we are going to use the lengthy wipe. If you do not have, you could use in the paper towel. So after all those process, we are going to using our activator. For the activator, we are going to use it only one time during the nail art process. Here's the time after buffing and filing. I think if you already have our kit, if you are first to do the powder nails, here's the important point. If you could using our activator only one time. And very thin layer, you need to brush it evenly, no matter which layer. So we need to take out the top. For the top, we are going to use it 2 times. We need to brush it evenly from the middle left to the right. For this layer, we need to apply it very thin layer on the first layer. But you need to apply it to your entire nail. And then, when you do the third fingers, we're going to go back the first fingers. Because it's so important, when you see the first layer half dry but still sticky, we're going to apply the second layer on. If you want to keep the top coat shiny, we need to do it like that. From the middle left to right. For the second coat, we need to apply it much more than the first layer. So first layer, we do not need to apply it too much, but you need to brush it evenly, no matter which layer. From the middle left to the right. And then go back when see it half dry but still sticky. And actually, it's so easy when you recognize how that's half dry but still sticky, because the surface will get a little bit dime or a little bit matte. That you need to apply another layer on immediately. Do not wait. For our fast drying dipping powder kits, you do not let the first layer top totally dry. You need it half dry but still sticky. So for this hand, we are going to use the activator. For the activator, because it's kind of the volatile liquid, so after using, you need to keep the cap tightly closed. It's so important because it could be volatile with the air. It just disappears. So you need to keep the cap tightly closed after using. For the top, you need to apply it 2 times. For the first layer, do not apply too much, but you need to apply it to your entire nail from the middle left to the right. And don't forget the nail edge part. And actually, for the first layer, you do not need to brush too much, but you need to brush it evenly. And for the second layer, we're going to apply much more than the first layer. And apply it, brush evenly from middle left to the right. Don't forget the nail edge. For the nail edge, it could be prevent the powder nails to chipping off from the nail edge part. So I think no matter what times, no matter when and where you're doing the nail art, I think it's kind of the enjoy. So we need to brush the top evenly on your entire nail. Do not let the top get on your critical part too. For our top, actually, it could be dried within 1 minute. So after 1 minute, you could go outside too for the dating. So actually, it's so easy to make this kind of the design. We need to wait around 1 minute. After using, you need to keep the cap tightly closed. So here's our tutorial this time. This kit is the G648. For this kit, you have the limited time lining dates on your Thursday, 17th August, from 0 a.m. to 6 p.m. the Pacific Daylight Time. So thanks for watching. See you next time, guys.